Hello, everyone. Welcome to A-Level Sociology. I'm Sufia Kamran, your sociology tutor. I'm here to review important books and resources that will facilitate you to begin your academic pursuit, whether you're making notes or practicing CIE past paper questions or planning your revision. So in any ways, if you are if you have started your studies and you're on the way to making your notes or planning your revision, this lesson will be helpful for you, definitely. So I've selected various books that I'm going to show you. And it's a compilation, basically. So there are a number of books. In my compilation, I have incorporated a diverse selection of books to enhance the content and provide you a well-rounded picture. The inclusion of this variety is totally my personal choice, but I really aim to cater to different learning preferences and to present you a comprehensive view of the subject matter of A-Level Sociology. So let's move on and begin our review session. So the first book that I have selected is the book that is basically recommended by the Cambridge board. The title of the book is Cambridge International AS and A-Level Sociology Student Book. It's a Collins publication and it's authored by several people, like there's a list of people authored by notable names like Michael Harrell-Amboss, Martin Holborn. These are very notable names. Stephen Chapman, Tim Davies, etc. Now, the best part of this book in terms of its content is, as you can see, that there's a long list of authors. It's, in fact, a job beautifully done. As you get to read different perspectives, you can get to taste the different flavors, and this diversity enriches the content. Plus, as you can see, there are different authors. Socialization Identities penned by Steve Chapman, whereas research methods written by Harrell-Amboss and Wilson. So these are specialized set of ideas given by different subject experts. And I believe that, yes, it also offers a kind of interdisciplinary insight into the subject of sociology. And in terms of presentation, if I talk about the presentation, how you see that it's a colorful book. So in terms of presentation, the content is very captivating and the book is really eye-catching. At the beginning of each chapter, there are section openers. I'll show you. There are section openers, like important concepts that are outlining the topics. Then there are images and activities. The book contains many carefully selected photographs, specially drawn cartoons, providing interesting connection to today's societies. Images are followed by activities, giving students the opportunity to apply what they had just learned. There are contemporary issues. This is something really unusual. There are short international case studies to show relevance to the recent political developments, like chances of educational success to everyone and a concept of a just and fair society. An amazing feature of this book is then and now. Then and now is, I found it really nice. There are actually, then and now is basically, it revisits groundbreaking sociological studies from the last 50 years. It's usually the studies are written by the original authors like Paul Willis and Carol Smith, and then and now assesses the significance of these classic studies to today's society. So this feature is really amazing. And finally, after brilliantly covering the syllabus content, each chapter ends with exam style practice questions in the final chapter. So I'll show you. The questions are just resemble how your papers are. So in the final chapter, these questions are explored in detail with the sample responses at different levels to help students evaluate their own work for further improvement. So this was a detailed review of this book with its comprehensive content and perfectly pertinent subject matter. I believe that this can be the top choice of or the top pick for not only your bookshelf, but definitely your choice to make it your main book, your central selection. Moving on to the next book that is again recommended by Cambridge board. Sociology for Cambridge International AS and A-Level Coursebook by Chris Livesey and Jonathan Blundell. So I'm going to read the features of the book. The book is endorsed by Cambridge, as you can see, supports the full syllabus for examination from 2021. There are features, like key terms, reflection, and think like a sociologist. They just add to the quality of the book and make it more engaging and relatable to the learners. Then there's relevance and comprehension. And in terms of concepts and themes, this book is totally aligned with the syllabus. And I'm going to talk about this book in a while. But take my opinion, my honest opinion, that is, my honest opinion is that if you want one book that caters to all your needs in terms of syllabus coverage, this book is so perfectly and seamlessly aligned with the syllabus that it contains exactly same, even the bullet point numbers that are mentioned in your detailed CIE syllabus for sociology, it contains the same. So this kind of alignment can be seen as an excellent source that benefits you completely. However, my opinion is that there's this factor that though there's some students who seek more detail, or like myself, like I am a book collector, and I am always I can't rely on just one source, and I'm always exploring multiple sources to get the best material according to the theme I'm working on. So for those students who are they're more research oriented, this book has to be paired, or it should be coupled with any other good reference book, and that I'm going to definitely suggest. I'm going to recommend you the different reference materials or reference books that you can take alongside the textbooks. So the next book is again a very important book. It was written back in time, after 2000. It was to be used after post 2014 exams. So we are going back in time. If you can see, my order is from the latest to the ones that were earlier published, and they were they were changes according to the changes in the syllabus by Cambridge board. All right, so I'm going to share with you another big name of a book that you can consider as a textbook, but with caution. I'm going to tell you what is the caution point. In fact, the author is the same, the one that you have we've just reviewed previously, Chris Livesey. And he's a big name, Chris Livesey. Let me tell you that he is a brilliant author. He is an experienced writer who has written on this topic, keeping in mind the Cambridge requirements, and which kept changing after some intervals. The content of the book has to be understood in the light of the year it was written, and it was, as I told you, it focused on post 2014 syllabus, and it updated. It kept on updating. The chapter of family is highly rich. If I talk about in terms of content, the chapter of family is highly rich in content. There are so many concepts which are lucidly explained, and same goes for research methods and education. However, the disclaimer part is in that particular time, the globalization topic was not there, and it was the topic's title was global development. So yes, for in terms of globalization, this book is it might fall short of your expectations, but apart from that, the book is wholly, it can be relatable. And same goes with religion and media. They are also discussed at great length. So and in terms of, if I talk about content presentation, it is remarkable. The book is really again a very captivating book. There are, like, if I talk about the features, there are green boxes that highlight concepts, definitions, and key terms. And then there are test yourself questions and yellow boxes. There's these beige boxes here. So, and which are designed to consolidate the understanding of the topic. They could also be used as revision aid, when the student can start their preparation for exams. There are blue boxes. Activities appear at the end of each section within a chapter. These intend to encourage students for group discussion, leading to applying methods like visual memory techniques. Then there is definitely exam style questions followed by each chapter. And the another good point of this book is an extensive bibliography. It's a very huge bibliography. It covers all the references to expose studies in more depth. So this is all about Chris Livesey's book. Then comes this AS and A-Level Sociology by 3 authors, Andy Bernard, Terry Burgess, and Mike Kirby. It's a very good book. In fact, I can recommend it to any student as a good reference work. I consider it an ideal book for those who want to go easy with the reading and, kind of internalizing side of the content. You see, there are prominent features of the book, like every book has, like there are questions at the end of each section, or every chapter. There's detailed coverage of postmodernist ideas and other recent developments in sociology. Past examination questions are there. It is followed by bibliography and glossary. So I believe that I must say that Andy Bernard and the co-authors, their style of writing is unusually fresh and candid. Their ability to present sociological concepts in clear manner have added to the accessible feel of the book without sacrificing the academic rigor. So I'll encourage you to go for this book as a very appropriate, source. You can keep it as your reference book. The style is really modern, mundane, simple, and I really like this book. If you can ask my recommendation, this book is a very good reference work. All right, so like moving on, Sociology, Themes and Perspectives by Harry Lambos and Holborn. Now, this book has been a very popular source for both A-levels, not only A-level students, but also the undergraduate students of sociology, brought to the learners by a team of experts. Collins' Sociology, Themes and Perspectives has benefited a huge number of students across the globe. It is a very rich book, highly content-oriented, and a treat for those of you who seek studies and references and details. So all in all, it's a great work, great source for researchers. There are, I believe that there are researchers hidden in students, because I was such a student who used to, go hungry for material, looking for references, trying to incorporate ideas, trying to go for big names that I can incorporate in my answers. So this book is for those learners, for those students who love to elaborate and they wish to make their answers more nuanced, full of contextualized examples and all. So yes, it's a very important addition for your reference needs. Again, but it's a very overwhelming kind of stuff. It's a very, very deep and detailed book. Moving on to the basics one. So I'm going back, and I'm not going back in time. Maybe I'm going back in time, but also I'm trying to give you more simplified versions of sociology. Some people might say that I'm referring A-level students, AS and A-level students, the books that are recommended for GCSEs or IGCSEs. But just let me say this, you have to, there are different kinds of students, and I still refer these books as a teacher. It's been like 20 years teaching sociology at different levels and across the board. I found Ken Browne's Sociology and Introduction to Sociology by Ken Browne as a very important part of my library, my sociology books collection. This book is simple. This book is lovable. I must say, I really like this book because I'll tell you, there are various features. One of the best preliminary source I've written, because it covers most of the topics and make it an excellent introduction to the complexities of the subject. If you want it simplified, go for it. If you want to study family in the simplified manner, you go for it. If you want to study socialization in the simple manner, you have to open Ken Browne, open it. So although a GCSE specific book, Ken Browne's work is an effective source to bring clarity to the readers, and there are contemporary issues and social changes have been incorporated, skillfully incorporated, such as extended treatment of family, household diversity, effects of new media technology, citizenship, political participation, there was this topic back in time, some maybe 20 years back, there was this power and politics as part of O-level GCSE O-level sociology. So it was, I got the fair idea, the most, you can say, lucid idea about how political organization takes place, how does it occur. I just learned it from Ken Browne. All right. So like, yes, I will recommend it as a very good reference for even for A-level students. All right. So moving on again, an IGCSE or GCSE book. Jonathan Blundell's course book is tailored for the Cambridge IGCSE social, but I will recommend it. It's both for 0495 and 2251. It is tailored for them. But I will recommend you, if you want a good, colorful book with basic ideas, you can open this. Yes, you can get this one. It is crafted to align with 2016 onward syllabus. It features clear and accessible language. It provides comprehensive coverage in a visually stimulating format. Resource incorporates key sociological research studies, and it also involves thought-provoking questions to enhance understanding. There are key terms again, just like a simple version. Maybe you can term it as a simple version of Chris C's book. So like overall, the book, this course book, it offers a well-rounded approach, and this is how it can be termed as a good reference. Now, this book, Revised AS and A2 Sociology Revision Guide by Letts, again, a very popular book among students because of their importance, the way it can facilitate students during exam. So since Revised Sociology, it stands as a very valuable educational resource for learners because of its comprehensive content. However, it leans towards an examination-centric approach. The text provides a wealth of information catering to the educational needs of students, but its emphasis on examination-oriented content may potentially limit the depth of understanding as it focuses on topics based on their relevance to assessments rather than fostering a holistic comprehension of sociological concepts. So this book has to be chosen, and it can be selected for reading and side reading, but with caution. Definitely this exam-centric focus could steer learners towards rote learning, rote memorization, rather than promoting critical thinking and a deep understanding of sociological principles. So as such, I'll ask students that while revised sociology proves valuable for exam or exam preparation, it is very important for the learners to supplement their studies with any additional material that can encourage a broader and more profound engagement with the subject matter. So they can definitely, prior to going to this, they must have solid ground or solid understanding of the various difficult concepts of sociology. So I'm going to suggest, if you ask me, which book has to be selected as the sole source, I cannot recommend anyone. I will look. My goal was to allow you, after reviewing, for my reason for holding this session was to allow you the flexibility to choose a book that aligns with your individual learning style or your preferences and the specific requirements of the exam you are preparing for, whether it be a textbook or a reference book. My aim is to make you engage deeply with the content and derive maximum benefits in preparation for your studies. And as you make your selection, whichever book you like, I recommend that you consider the comprehensiveness of the material, its relevance to the topics, and it can also be your personal comfort and with the learning approach presented in the book you have selected. So my objective is to empower you to take ownership of your own learning process. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, or if you need assistance in navigating your chosen material. I believe that with your abilities, you can make an informed decision for your preparation. for exam. And so I wish you all the best in your studies and take care. Goodbye.